Talks. My girl Cassie. How the hell is it going?
Hey guys, hey my lovely best friend. Um it's certainly going over here. When I tell you I have never felt as old as I do today.
Do not put that into the atmosphere.
Oh my god, I can't help it. Like literally I'm just like done with life. Like I am tired as fuck. I am sore as shit. And I really hate to admit it, but the other day, well, not the other day, just yesterday, I decided to experience my first ankle sprain.
Your first
So,
one?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never gone through something like this before in my life.
Even like back in high school, soccer, none of that?
No, I've never really hurt myself, like thankfully. I've
God
never
damn.
I think the biggest thing I ever had was like shin splints and those hurt,
Suck.
but like
Yeah, it's totally different.
yeah. So
Oh my goodness. This shit gonna wait till she damn near 40 to go ahead and get hurt in her life.
oh my god. Whoa. First of all, I have some years before I get to 40, okay? Let's not go there, okay? All right. Okay, moving on now. Um
Yeah,
so
so explain this injury to us as to what exactly occurred for this injury to come
oh
about.
my god, I have to because like I've when I tell you like the pain that I have been in is just like insane.
I hope your foot's elevated, by the way, right now.
It is not.
Oh
That
my
would be a
gosh.
little awkward to figure out how to do.
Just a little
Um
bottom of a foot in the screen, no big deal.
Yeah. No, and I probably didn't do it enough yesterday either. But anyways, so me and my boyfriend took his daughter to go to, well, we went to like this little food truck festival thing,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool, but also not cool because we didn't realize that it was on the same grounds, I guess you can say, as this like giant enormous bounce house that they have.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw this thing like last year come up.
Mhm.
But I didn't know that it was now going to be like an annual thing. So I never like
Oh my gosh.
crossed
Okay.
my mind. It was first day that like it had opened or whatever, and she kept begging us to do it. So we finally like gave in and said yes because I guess she's been wanting to do it for like a really long time.
Mhm.
So bounce house, me having a sprained ankle. I think you guys can kind of like put two and two together here, but they
Oh
had.
wait, I do have a question.
Oh,
How long were you in the bounce house before this injury occurred? I'm just curious.
oh, it was probably within like the first 20 minutes that we were there. It happened. Because I remember texting my boyfriend and I was like, "Can we swap?" I'm like, "I hurt my ankle." I was like, and it was a good thing that he came in with us because so everyone that goes into the little area has to buy their
Mhm.
own ticket. But
Okay.
I only bought one for me and for her, and he was just kind of like gonna go do his own thing while we were
Mhm.
in there. But he ended up coming in there with us anyway, and they let him in without paying
Oh,
because
nice.
he was like, I'm just gonna like sit and like whatever.
Mhm.
She's like, well, I'm not supposed to like do this because everyone has to pay regardless if you're doing anything or not. But she was
Wow.
nice enough to give him a bracelet to let him go in. So
Mhm.
thank God that happened because I definitely had to tap out.
Tap out. Oh my gosh, tag in your mate because this chick is done for the day.
Oh my God. But you know what? Like it hurt when it happened, but I didn't realize the extent of it because like it kind of felt okay like after.
Mhm.
So after, I tapped out and he went in for a little while, I went back in to give him a break because even
Mhm.
though it was only like an hour and a half, when I tell you the exhaustion that occurred between it was just
Yo.
like hot as fuck. And then when you have
Oh
a
my
little child
gosh.
who has been excited to go into like this ginormous bounce house, like
That was like a castle. The pictures you sent
it
me.
was
It was
huge.
like a castle.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are interested and want to like tire your children out, um,
Sprain your ankles?
yeah, and that. It's called Box and it's in New Haven at the Connecticut Post Mall. I think it was worth it. For me, it was worth it because
Mhm.
we actually got to pay a cheaper price because it was like the grand opening thing.
Great.
The normal price, I mean, it would still be a cool experience to go, but it's like
Mhm.
$10 more expensive than it was yesterday.
Gotcha.
Um, but it was fun overall, and they had a little area for like really like little kids, like 1,
Mhm.
2 years old, whatever. And then they had the ginormous bounce house, which had like a whole bunch of the different things in it. And then they had
Nice.
in this other area like an obstacle course that was like it was pretty huge. Because when we went in there, I was like, "Is this like never ending?" Like there were so many like
Oh,
different
the
things and
overwhelm.
whatever. And
Yes.
it was it the first time or no? It was the second time. She made us go do it twice, and the second time, it was right at the ending. There was like you had to like climb up like one of those like little ladders down like a slide.
Mhm.
And when I went down the slide, it was like I don't know. It was a weird slide, right? So it was
Mhm.
kind of like very short, kind of. So like when I landed, like my ankle just kind of went like skirt and like
Oh my
went sideways, and
gosh.
I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Ow." But, like, I had to get back up because she was already gone, and I was like, I don't wanna, like, lose her or whatever. So, I just, like, jumped back up, and I was trying to text him to, like, swap out,
Wow.
and after, like, initial thing, it didn't hurt right away until we got home, and then
Mhm.
when we got home, like, I couldn't walk, and it was just throbbing, like,
Wow.
insanely throbbing. Like, I could
And
barely sleep, like, it was awful.
wow, and I know you have to take stairs, so
Yeah, but by the time we got though home and go up the stairs, I wasn't really feeling it yet.
it's just
So,
like, "Oh, okay." I was gonna say it
that
was
was
either
fine.
too numb or was it full in
I
effect?
mean, maybe because I thought it was weird that, like, I thought I was okay, and
Mhm.
then it just, like, went downhill from there. Like,
Wow.
it was bad. It was like, "Oh
That
my
is
god."
wild. I'm glad ultimately you're okay, but it's quite
Yeah, who
interesting
knew?
how things we've done as kids do not hit the same as adults.
No.
And it's just like being adults, we have better, we have a better understanding of how certain things work and how to maneuver through things. But
Mhm,
our bodies, if we don't keep up with that same high level energy from day one, our
mhm.
bodies are hit. Just
Yeah,
hit.
no, it's awful.
Wow.
It's
I
just awful.
I somewhat feel you, not fully, but I did get to play a little soccer yesterday
Mm,
and not like a actual game, but just like kick the ball around and just have a little
right.
fun dribbling with the ball and stuff. But
Mhm.
I was worn out, like worn the hell out. And it was like looking at my Apple Watch, it's like, oh, you burned this many calories. And I was like, God damn, like that was a serious ass workout. Like
Right.
I've hit my max. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I would say you're better than me going into the bounce house, but I know I would have done the same thing, like
I
without
was
question.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about? Like, you out of any of my friends would be the first one to jump in there.
I mean, granted, I was like 7, 8 months postpartum and doing backflips on a trampoline. So,
See, look at you.
easily. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the sprained ankle though.
Crazy.
That one you by yourself, but glad
Yeah,
you're
no.
okay overall. Glad you
I mean,
are.
same, I'm still struggling. It's not throbbing anymore, which is good, but it's still
Mhm.
swollen and, like, it definitely hurts to move in certain ways, but I'm trying to
Yeah.
stretch it out because I know it can be a lot worse if you just, like, don't move it,
Ooh,
so
yes, yeah, definitely keep that in motion and stay hydrated too. Just make sure if you can like boost up on vitamins just to give your body what it needs to go through this healing process.
yeah, definitely.
Ooh, girl. Anywho, glad Cassie's alive, y'all.
It's been an interesting weekend, I'll tell you that.
Yes,
Mm.
for me, I will honestly say it's been an interesting week. This past week we've kind of been like under the weather a bit. So
Mm.
I just want to say I don't know exactly where you are, but with Married at First Sight,
Oh.
we've
Uh-oh,
just
you
want to let
watched
you
a lot.
know we've gotten we we have to go back because there was one point we fell asleep,
Mhm.
or at least I fell asleep. I can't speak for everybody, but I fell asleep, so I'm going to have to go back a little bit. But just want to let you know, kind of up there on episodes a little bit,
Gotcha.
like
I am a little
episode.
bit. I made it to the 1 month anniversary, and that's, like, where I am.
Damn, bitch, you got me beat, I think.
Oh.
Or that might be the episode I fell asleep in.
Oh, damn.
One
I
of the
was
two.
gonna say you
Yeah.
over here talking all this shit.
I know it's like around like episode like 8 or 9. That's all I know. So
Oh, okay, I don't know the
yeah.
number, but
I always know the random stuff. But yeah, just want to let you know that's where I'm at. And for those of you listening with us and watching with us, that's where I'm at. That's where we at. So, just keep on up with us because we're gonna have that final talk eventually, which I know I can't wait for because I feel like so much shit has just happened. And I'm like, do we really gotta wait until
same.
the end? But I'm like, I'm about to start taking notes on what I'm going to touch on because some of this shit is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Um
No, it definitely is. And we honestly, guys, we try not to, like, talk about it until,
hmm
we're finished with everything and have, like,
yeah.
true, honest, like, back and forth with each other for you guys listening at
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah,
so
if you can't tell, we don't even know what episodes each other are on. So
yeah, we're like, we're watching this now and be like, "Okay," and then it's like we don't tell each other until we're finished, and there's no
yep.
discussion in between.
Yes. Yes. But another good find. for those of you who tune out to things on Netflix, is the what is it? I don't know if it was in a movie or like a little series, um, a series, right? Baby Reindeer. There was more
Yeah,
than
it's a
one episode. I
series.
always forget
Hmm.
because Netflix be having stuff and it be confusing me what it's considered as.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they're just
no,
so
it's series.
inconsistent whether it's a movie or a series, and series can run in so many different ways for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, the series Baby Reindeer. Whoa, for one, that was I really didn't know what to expect when watching that, but it
Yeah,
was one of
same.
those where we were like, okay, it's a weekend and I don't have to work the next morning. So,
Hmm.
we just kind of spent time together, sit on the couch and watch something. And it was like, oh, we watched the first episode and it just turned into watching the entire series, like in one sitting.
Yeah, it was definitely intriguing. You can say that for sure.
Yeah. Don't really want to say too much about it, especially for those who may not have watched it, but I'm just going to forewarn you now, we're going to talk about it. So, if you haven't watched
Yeah,
it,
this
you
is
might
your
want to
warning.
pause this episode. Yes, this is your forewarning. Pause the episode right here so then that way you can go ahead and tune in and then catch back up with us on this episode. But holy shit, that series was just so vulgar and way more sexual than I even imagined it could be. And like the level of violation
Yeah.
in a non sexual way
Mm.
and a sexual way, it
Yeah.
was just, it was
It was
a
intense.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the fact that it was based off of a true story.
Which is even crazier for sure. But I also found it extremely confusing.
Yes. What parts do you find confusing?
Just the fact that like so there's this person who is allegedly stalking you and doing all of these things, but then you still reach out to them and try to continue conversations and stuff because you say that you feel bad for them. Like, I don't know, if someone's truly stalking me and like I feel a certain type of way about it, you better believe I'm not going to do anything to try to pursue that, regardless if you might feel a type of way, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Just the whole thing was just very weird to me. It's like you can only consider yourself to be a victim so much
Mm-hmm.
if you continued to really engage with this person.
It's true. And it's one of those where I feel like it's very common in general, like not just
Mm,
today, but across however much time, just seeking attention, whether it's positive attention or negative attention. It's that attention seeking energy that he has. And it's just like the desire to be, I felt like it was like the desire to be loved and to be
yeah.
wanted.
Mhm.
And it's just like, even though you don't even want anything to do with that person, you're still engaging in everything with them, like
Yeah.
talking to them and making sure that they feel good about themselves. And like, so why are you feeding into all of this? And then get to a point to realize that this is some fucked up shit. I'm going to stop
Mhm.
interacting with this stalker, to pause for a brief moment and then to pick up continuing to interact with that stalker.
Yeah. No, I don't get it.
Like mental health is a real thing because you're clearly not okay
Right.
to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, on both parts really. I don't know.
Yeah. And then it's just like, it was just interesting with the texting, like seeing the
Mm.
messages.
Mhm.
And like if this moment right now makes me feel like I'm in, like, like English class in high school, they have you watch a movie and then you
Oh, yeah.
gotta like, decipher what was really being said through different things. And it's like,
Mm.
it really makes me wonder what the, director was really trying to, like, what messages they were trying to convey, other than having us read the messages and
Mhm.
see that the more upset she is, the worse she types. But it was just like, I wonder what the point of that was.
I don't know. I mean, because it was the guy, so the actor guy is the one who actually like experienced this kind of stuff. And so
Hmm.
maybe it was just kind of true to form, or, I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
necessarily pick up on more grammar issues the angrier she got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to like that level of detail, but
Yeah, she definitely did. And then like the random like sent from my iPhone, but you don't have an iPhone, so you just make it seem like it's an iPhone. Like that was also really weird too. Like,
yeah. But then also, so you just made me think of something.
mhm.
when you said about like the typos and stuff like that. How can you even have like grammatical errors and typos and stuff if you're supposed to be a lawyer? Like I just feel like lawyers just like automatically have like pristine like
Right.
communication, you
Like they're the
know?
most on point. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's where I feel like she had to have some kind of like mental illness come in. Like, I don't know from where or from what, or if this is something that she's always had,
Mhm.
but it's just, it, like you said, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
No,
And
very
it's
weird.
just, I know there was an actual video with the real person, with the real Martha, but I
What do you
never
mean a
watched
video?
it.
What do you
So
mean?
there was like an interview with the real person that character is based off of, the stalker.
Oh, that's what she was on Piers Morgan. Is that what you're?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, so I also found so I did watch that and
Mhm.
I don't know if I actually saw the whole thing, but I saw a decent chunk. And that was also very confusing because and I feel like as you would expect kind of in a situation like this, right? Is that no one's ever going to like admit to harassing someone or
Of course
stalking
not.
them to like that nature and that extent. So it's like I
Puts them in a situation.
completely yeah, like I get why she was in such like denial. And again, this is all, he said, she said kind of a thing. So you can't
Very
really
much
even
so.
say if, she really is the one who did all this.
Mhm.
But then it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just found it very, very interesting because like Piers Morgan would like ask her questions, like specific questions about things that like shown in the Netflix series, and she would say
Mhm.
that like she didn't watch it, so she can't really answer the questions.
Okay.
And then when he would like ask her other things, like she would be like, no, like I never texted him. And then it would come out later, like, oh, she did text him. And then it was like, oh, but it was only like 10 times. I never texted him like 3,000, messages or whatever it was. She was like, that just seems a
Right.
little crazy. She's like, I have a life. Like, if you're texting that many times in this time frame, that means you're not really doing anything else or whatever. And it was like, she was really trying to like kind of explain
Mm.
away like how, like,
It wasn't her, or that wasn't some of the stuff she did.
yeah, or like how crazy it is, like when you really like break it down or whatever. But it
Mhm.
was just kind of like, what is the point of you coming on this show to try to like clear your name? But I feel like you're not really clearing your name
Clearing
because you're not
anything.
saying anything.
Right. That's that craziness. And because she
Mm.
knows being a lawyer, she, if she's truly a lawyer again, right? If
Well, she does claim that she is in
okay.
real life too.
Well, then she knows how
Mhm.
to play the game. Like,
Right.
and that's the hard one, the hardest kind of people to deal with.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. That's true.
Like,
That
this
is
bitch ain't
true.
stupid.
Mhm.
Like her job is to prove innocence, like,
Mhm.
or to prove that someone else is guilty. So that, and that's just literally from what you're saying, that's just, it sounds exactly like what she was doing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because I wasn't really buying it. And
Mhm.
I do believe that there are certainly like exaggerations in the film, right?
Oh,
Because
for
it's
sure you
always
have to.
based on a true story. So it's not like,
Mhm.
and if you want to
The
have it
story.
TV, it has to be a little more like dramatized. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't really know if I believe that like she didn't do certain things that like she was alleged, just kind of based off of like how the interview went. And
Yeah.
like if someone said this about me, like I don't even know if I would get on camera to do an interview about it. Like, I
Yeah.
would wanna feel like
'Cause
I wanna clear my name, but I don't know if I would actually,
invest that much to clear your name.
because it's like
Mhm.
people are gonna look at you like they can't believe you anyway, so it's like, what's the point?
Right, and it's a very judgy time, like, the world, like, because of social media and being, like, at the hands of anyone, it's
Mhm.
such a judgy time, so it's
Right.
just, like, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people who believe you, and you're gonna have a whole bunch of people who don't, like, it's just, there's
Exactly.
never gonna be, like, the answer, and that's so annoying sometimes, it's like, it's just what it is now.
Yeah, no, it is very true. Um,
What
I
do you
don't
think
know.
about Oh, I'm sorry, girl, go
No,
ahead.
no, no, I wasn't gonna say anything.
So, what do you think about the part with like the producer or whatever he was, the
Why did I feel like you
writer?
were gonna ask me that?
Because it's like, like you said, a lot of stuff is exaggerated for the viewers.
Mhm.
Do you feel like the same thing with that type of situation, do you feel like that was very
Mm.
exaggerated, or do you feel like that could be fairly true?
I feel like that honestly could be very true. Just kind of
Mm-hmm.
given the nature of situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like stories you hear about, people in the industry and whatever doing things like take advantage of people.
No diddy.
Um
Mm-hmm.
no, she didn't. And you know, if you're telling this story about yourself, why lie and say things like that happened if it was truly embarrassing, I guess? But then at the same time, like, why would you share that if it was so traumatic or like whatever? But maybe that was a part
Mm-hmm.
of like the healing process or something to kind of like relive
True.
it because he was also acting in this
Mm-hmm.
too. So it's just kind of like you're not just like saying you can say my story. You're like, no, like
Reliving the
exactly. So
moments.
I don't know. That kind of like mind fucks me a little bit trying to like really
Yeah.
understand like the thought behind it. But for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that that was like extra dramatic.
Yeah, I feel the same. And it was just so cringe to watch those parts. And
It
it was
was.
just like, and it was like, I don't know what was worse, if like the actions of what was happening to him, or the fact that he literally like kept leaving his girlfriend to go be with
Yeah.
this guy. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I know like drugs, of course, were involved. So then at that point, people are just completely different. But it
Hmm.
was just so hard to watch. And
Yeah.
I feel very certain that things like that truly happen. And I just also wonder if that, like you said, it is a part of his healing, but then also like a warning for other people, like
Hmm.
for people newly going into the industry, or people who may have an inkling as to who that person is.
Right.
But that was just like so hard to watch, and I was just like, damn, like I feel like we could have still had this series without that part, but I guess the man had to tell his story, so it was in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was interesting. So for those of you who have seen the series, definitely share with us your opinions on it, because it was a lot. It was a lot, I
It
felt like.
was. I was, yeah, like you said in the beginning, like I was not expecting that when I first started watching it, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was
Yeah.
just a very interesting
Yeah,
series.
very
Just
much
put it
so.
that way.
Very much so. But I'm gonna leave that there. We don't need to go any further into Baby
No.
Reindeer, which I still wonder where Baby Reindeer came from, but anyways. Oh, never mind, she said it.
Yeah, yeah, I was
So
gonna say.
I always forget, and then I
Which
always remember.
she did admit in the Piers Morgan interview that she does have a baby reindeer stuffed animal. So that part was true. And
Oh,
that
wow.
that part she actually admitted was true. So
Oh,
she was probably like, "Oh, well, this is like something that like has nothing to do with like, harassing and stalking. So let me admit
yeah,
to like
I'll
this one
admit to
little
that.
like.
A
So,
little small
anyways,
piece. Go
yeah.
figure. Ugh. So anywho, I was on our new fave Reddit, right? And came across something that was quite interesting. Not fully related to Baby Reindeer, but it's something that's overseas, so there's our relation there. But there was a French woman, and this is back in 1986, who
Okay.
pretty much obtained the qualifications to operate a helicopter, and
Oh.
she helped her husband escape from prison.
Oh.
So the woman literally obtained the qualifications to help her husband, who was like an armed robber of a bank, to escape from prison.
That is true
Um,
love.
listen, and apparently, like, he's escaped more than one time
Okay.
from prison. So,
Probably
um,
all with her help, I'm assuming.
yeah, not quite sure if this is like a hobby of theirs, like, it's just kind of like come and catch us type of thing. But
Hmm.
I didn't have any follow up as to if they were caught, but I did want to go through some of these comments here on the thread.
Okay.
So someone said, life goal, find someone who loves you like that.
See, exactly. I'm
That
right there with
shit,
that person who commented.
facts. Someone else,
Mm.
same along the same lines. That's the definition of a ride or die.
It sure is. Yeah, it doesn't get more
Literally.
ride or die
Like
than that.
Literally. Oh, and by the way, they landed on some like athletics field at a campus.
Really?
They landed the helicopter there and just fled from there. Apparently, there were students that said they seen a man and woman like on the go. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Later on, he complains that his wife never lets him finish a sentence.
Wait, why'd you pause? Am I not picking up on that one? I'm like, why did you pause on that?
It took me a moment to catch it, but then I was like, at first I was like, that's stupid. But then I was like, oh,
I don't get it.
a prison sentence
Oh.
never lets him finish a sentence.
Oh. Yeah, no. Nope, I didn't get that. I was like, what does that have to do with him getting in a helicopter?
It's like, I think I'm reading Cassie's mind right now. But I'm like, she's either looking at me like I'm dumb or she's looking at me like she's confused. Because sometimes the look is about the same, y'all. And
Oh man.
it was the latter.
Yes,
Yo.
it was.
But yeah, there wasn't a lot that was really funny on that one, but I just had to share that because I've never heard of such a thing, to be quite honest.
Mm,
And apparently for this prison, this was over in Paris.
mm.
In this prison, apparently that's the second escape by helicopter
Interesting.
as of 1986.
Mm.
So I don't even know what there is today. I'm sure today they ain't getting away with that shit because
Yeah, I hope that they
we
solve that problem.
the world is so fully equipped. But how the hell, like, you really escaping a prison that damn fast from a helicopter? Like, he must have got his foot on the
Yeah.
bottom two rungs of that ladder and they were out.
Right? Because like
Hmm.
people in the watchtowers don't see this helicopter like coming into the prison, and then like how do you get to the roof? Like maybe they just added like mad like barbed wire now to like prevent people from getting to the roof. I don't know.
That's what I don't know. Yeah, I find it really interesting.
It is the way people be escaping from prison can be very, very interesting.
Yeah. And actually, in the article, because this was in the New York Times, there
Hmm.
was no firing at the helicopter, and that pretty much that they lowered, um, like a ladder or whatever
Hmm.
to have him climb up, but it's just like no one fired at the helicopter, so
Well,
let's
that's
just make it
mistake
super
number
easy.
one.
Yeah, like, and apparently he was like hiding behind a chimney or something. I don't know. So interesting.
Mm,
Super weird. But
yeah,
random fact of the day: people used to escape from prisons by helicopters. That's not shit you just see in movies. That's actually real shit.
that is very interesting. Well, kudos to them, and gotta find you a partner like that because that is just
And
truly,
listen,
truly ride or die.
that's a good question. Go ahead and go ask your partner. Would you ever
Right?
like? And it's not even just like go and get someone who drives a helicopter. Like you obtained what you needed to drive that shit yourself. Like.
But then where do you get that from? Like, I don't think you can just rent helicopters to just drive around like you can rent a car. Like, how does
Listen,
that
I have
even
no
happen?
idea. No idea.
She probably
But
stole a helicopter.
who knows? I mean, the helicopter seemed like it was landed fine. So whoever needed to get it back just had to go to the campus and they were good to go. But
Hmm. Right, so many
yeah.
questions. So
So
many
many questions,
questions.
so little answers.
Yeah, that's wild. I love that though, Loki. Even though it's
uh,
bad, I love it.
yeah, no, that's very entertaining. Very entertaining. But I have two more things I want to touch on, but I want to know, do you want me to touch on both or do you want me to just hit you with one?
Oh man. I'm gonna say let's go with one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can read your mind. Perfect. So another thread we had on here was what were you dead wrong about until recently?
Oh boy, I'm sure that one has a lot of good things in there.
So we have my wife told me that she grew up thinking that lukewarm water was named after the temperature her brother, whose name was Luke, liked it. She thought everyone had their own water temp, like Steve warm water.
I can't. How do you grow up thinking that lukewarm water is not based off of That just seems so wild to me. Like someone was really out there believing that like this was just not a common name and this was
Yeah,
that's very
this
interesting.
was a thing. I didn't
Hmm.
know dates came from palm trees. I was like, why the fuck are there dates on the ground? The fruit?
I
I did
didn't
not know that.
know this either. Did we fact check this?
I did. I
Did you?
literally Googled
Oh,
it
okay.
and I was like, oh shit, this is a real thing.
No, yeah, I didn't know that either. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
that they
I
just
was
had
like,
coconuts.
you and I
Oh, maybe
both.
there's like date palm trees, which are different than coconut trees.
Yeah, they're I guess it's like some kind of like there's a word for an Arabic apparently, but
Hmm,
yeah, it's a real thing,
interesting.
which like was super super fascinating
Yeah.
because I for one never thought of where that fruit came from. I
I was
just
just
figured it was a
gonna say
tree, right?
that.
Like
Yeah.
plums and peaches, like fruits just come from a tree, but you wouldn't think a fucking palm tree.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, kind of silly, but someone didn't realize until like 2 weeks ago that the Harlem Globetrotters aren't a real NBA basketball team.
Well, that's just stupid. I feel like that's just you lived under a rock or something because that just doesn't make sense.
Oh my gosh. This one's like it's not vulgar, but it's just interesting. So this one, someone said not recently found out,
Hmm.
but as a little kid, I thought I stored my pee in my ball sack. I used to go around
Oh my
thinking, man,
god.
my balls are really full right now.
That's just disturbing on so many levels.
Like,
um,
sir,
hmm.
that shit you talk to your friends about. That's not the stuff that you're gonna be putting on Reddit over here talking about. Not recently learned, but as a kid, I thought, no, you talk to your friends about that in like sixth grade. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. I
Yeah.
just yeah, I don't know. Like let's just
On to the next one.
yeah, yeah, because I don't even know. Like I don't know, but it has me thinking so many other things. Like, well, where do you really learn that from? Because I feel like I learned about like the female body from like that fifth grade sex class
Oh,
we
girl.
wrote.
I was about
So
to
I'm
say the
like,
same thing.
was it? I don't remember if they had stuff like that in there for like boys and stuff, but I'm also kind of like, I wish I could find that video. I'd be very curious to
Right.
see what it looks like now as an adult
As an adult. Right.
versus like
Same thing. I remember the
that's
boys had a
wild.
class to go to. Like they had their own little thing,
Oh, it was
but
separate. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, they were sticking the little boys in that, traumatized their little asses. Oh my gosh.
That's
Jeez
true. Oh my god,
Louise.
she bleeds.
Right, right. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, it's actually funny you say that because that is something I really remember. Not like severely remember, but like I
Yeah.
vaguely remember, like having to go to a different classroom to go watch this video, and there's
Mhm.
nothing but girls in the class, and it's all about getting your
Mhm.
period and becoming a woman and all this.
Yeah.
And it was just like overwhelming for one, because it's like, Jesus, like
Right.
I just want to play on the playground,
Yeah, I don't wanna think about
you
all this
know?
kinda stuff. But I
Right.
don't even know
But
if they still do that. I'd be very curious to hear.
yeah,
So anyone
that
with
is
little
actually a really
kiddos,
good
let us
question.
know because I do think it's important. I think that we should
Hmm.
continue to do these kinds of things, especially it kind of like it gets it off like the parents' backs and like it just makes the teachers have
Oh my
to do
gosh, the
this kind of
teachers are
stuff.
mad at you
But
right now.
that,
They are mad
I
at you
am
right
sure they
now.
are. But you know what? I don't care because they are great and they do a lot of great things for our kids.
Teachers be ready for Cassie. Cassie's over here like, send all the kids to the teachers. Let them figure it all out. Go ahead. We'll see you back at 3. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Although I'm sure it's probably
Oh
a
my
problem now, the way the
gosh.
world's going. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Listen,
Should be
I do
careful.
know health class is still a thing, at least for middle schoolers.
Oh,
So,
well, that's good at
you
least.
know, yeah. So,
I don't
we'll
know.
see. I got one more here.
All right.
One more that I actually wonder how, and I'm just gonna say before I read this one, it's not anything crazy like the last one,
Okay,
but just seeing some of the other posts, like these people got some issues.
good.
Um,
Oh god.
so this person said they figured it out a while ago, but it's still amusing to think about their 5-year-old self trying to figure this out.
Oh boy. Okay.
So they said, I'm half black, half white. Dad is black. I'm a light brown color as a result. They said, I used to think that he must have been born my lighter color and that he got darker when he got older, like during puberty.
Oh God.
I thought that during puberty, I would just evolve into a full black guy like a goddamn Pokemon.
Well, that is different. that is a level of different right there. I
Oh
just
my
hmm,
gosh. I'm sorry. It's just funny to share because it's just like there are a lot of, bi multiracial people out there. And it's
yeah.
just like that level of confusion as a child for some people is, I'm sure, a thing. But to evolve into a damn Pokemon, man, come on. Come
Oh
on.
man. That is
But
it's
yeah,
interesting.
just some interesting things that people say on here. I would share more, but there are just so much like paragraphs on here that people are like typing their lives away. They're coming to all these revelations here on this thread. So
Yeah.
it's it's wild. But
Well, let me ask, do you have one?
that I just learned.
Yeah.
Um
Or something like
hmm,
crazy that like you might have thought as like a child, but like now as an adult.
hmm. It's funny because I felt like I had something, but like when I originally seen the thread, but
Mm.
right now as I think about something, I honestly don't think I have anything.
'Cause
What do you have?
I was gonna say I'll tell you one that I have, but I still don't know if it's true or not.
Oh gosh.
And now y'all are really gonna judge me here. Because I want to say that it's not true, but have you ever told or have you ever heard the old wives' tale of like you shouldn't take a shower while it's thundering and lightning outside because like
Yeah.
you'll so I don't think I've ever taken a shower during a thunderstorm before.
Oh wow.
So I've never tested said theory, but my smart adult self wants to say that this is not true.
Oh my
But I've never
gosh.
looked it up or been, experimental.
Oh my gosh. I think we got some rain coming.
Well, it's been raining here, so that's the thing. But there's no lightning or anything.
Oh my gosh. This chick. I honestly have never looked it up either. Definitely have heard of it, but that has not stopped me from getting in the water.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You're
Yeah.
still
Well,
here.
I'm alive, so I guess the theory is untrue.
Yeah, I would think that that's kind of like the biggest one that I can think of, aside from like Santa.
And song lyrics, the fucking song lyrics are the ones that always get me when I think something is the lyrics to a song and it's something totally different.
Oh, that true.
Like
Yeah.
the Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Mama say, mama. And it's like, I'm gonna say one more time and I'm not gonna stop. And it's like, son of a bitch. He was
Oh.
actually saying something. Just making sounds.
Right? Yeah, that's
But
a
I
good
would
one.
say those are the ones that get me when it comes to song lyrics because I'm a great case for putting in my own remix, aka my own lyrics when they're actually saying something totally different. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
nothing
was
wrong with that.
still a good song at the end of the day.
Definitely. Oh man.
Wow, we all right, y'all. Well, we're gonna wrap it up for you right here, right now, because we'll go on forever. You know how we do. But
Yeah, and I'm still stuck on this whole like ball sack thing. I can't really. I don't think I'm gonna move past this one for the rest of the night. I'm gonna go ask my boyfriend and be like, "Hey, babe, when you were younger."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you ain't I might have
Oh
to ask
man.
too. But yeah,
So
so if
interesting.
you guys have anything that you have learned that is not to be true or something that you did not realize you were completely wrong about, definitely let us know
Mhm.
because we're here for it. But until next time.
Bye, guys.